Great.
Welcome to No Contingencies, a real estate live show with no filters, no BS, and no safety nets. This is episode 20 of our show. We're now on the air. I'm Liz Ryan.
I'm Parker Pemberton.
Oh, I'm Nicholas Walpole. Hi.
Hello, Nicholas. Hey, today's guest is one of our performance coaches here at Pemberton Real Estate. We're so excited to have him on the show. Please help me welcome Traivis Dykema.
Thank you, Liz.
No,
Hi,
hang on.
everybody.
Nick, come on.
Oh, sorry. You're right. That's my bad.
Every time. There you go. That's for you.
He'll get there. We'll train him up.
Yeah.
And hold on, before we move on, too, we have a historic day. This has not happened on the podcast yet.
No, it hasn't.
It's Liz's birthday.
Woo! I'll provide my own applause. Thanks, Parker.
Liz,
Happy
you buried
birthday,
that
Liz.
lead.
I sure did, yeah.
Just hiding that one in the back.
Yeah, we're going to just leave that one off.
Liz is okay with the attention, but she doesn't seek it out. So I wanted to make sure that I supported that today.
So great. Thank you, Parker. You're the sweetest. All right, fine. Travis, what month of the year is your birthday in?
February.
Ooh, February. Parker's March. You guys
March.
are spring babies.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. All right.
Did you know, short tangent, have you ever read the book Outliers?
No.
I listened to like the first half.
Okay, really good book. But they talk about people that are born in the first quarter of the year, and there's a proven statistical advantage in sports growing up if you're born in the first 90 days of the year. And so, like, the stat in the NHL actually is like, I'm gonna really screw this up. Actually, Nick, can you put it up? Can you run this through chat quick?
Yes, sir. I got it. Hold on.
The players that are born in the first 90 days of the year statistically have a better percentage of chance to go to the NHL. And then if you follow this to MLB, NBA, etc. You and I did not end up in professional sports.
No.
But maybe it also means you're a little bit better at real estate. I'm not sure.
It gave us a leg up in childhood, maybe. But
Yeah.
In the rest of the world, things level out.
Anyway,
Get to
I didn't mean to
adulthood.
distract. Once we find this stat, we'll come back to it. The relative age effect in youth leagues. Okay.
Oh, there you go. I share a birthday with Judy Garland, in case anyone was wondering. And Jeff Nobleza.
Jeff Nobleza, too.
Much love to
Anyway,
Jeff.
read the book Outliers. Fantastic book to read, but that whole chapter is really interesting.
That's so great.
Anyway,
Fun fact of the day.
Fun fact of the day. I love it. All right, Travis, tell us what you were
there
doing.
you go. Look at it.
Oh,
Look at
okay,
this
he's
stat.
got it.
I don't know if
Here we go.
people can hear
I
it
can't
and see
see
this,
that
but
far.
look, it's so heavily weighted towards January, February, March,
Oh,
and then it falls off
weird.
for the year.
Yeah.
People
Consistent decline.
NHL birth month distribution. It looks like it's got a 20-year draft period.
That's so strange.
Yeah. Well, in sports, especially back when we all grew up, you didn't have like the opportunity. You didn't have the different leagues and the different traveling sports, and you just had your one city league basically. And if you were playing with kids your age and you were born in February, and a kid was, and they did it by grade year. But if you're playing with a kid from November, think about it. You have like 10 months of physical, mental development over somebody.
Yeah.
And that leads to further progress down the line. And nowadays, like, people hold their kids back in schools, or they move them up, or they move them down.
Yep.
Whatever. just find that interesting.
Further tangent, in case you're following the boys volleyball state tournament, Eastview won the first round last night.
Wow.
Number 1 seed beat the number 8 seed. So they go to what's the second round of the playoffs called? Semifinals?
It depends.
Well,
Yes.
there's only 3 rounds. It's the second to last one.
That'd be
then
semis.
semis.
Okay, they're going to the semis against St. Michael Albertville. So
Right on.
keep them in your thoughts.
They're
Let's
in
go
the,
STMA. That's my hometown. Right
No,
there.
boo, boo.
that would be the ISD semis, correct? Not the Western Conference Finals, but
I don't know what words you're saying right now. I don't understand any of that.
Getting a little too far into the pond for you.
Yeah, way too far. Not the sports mom. Not my jam. Maybe you knew that about me. Okay, Traivis, let's talk about you.
Sure.
Okay, what were you doing before real estate?
I was in benefits consulting,
Woo.
which is a fancy, obscure language or term that encompasses what I did, which was dealing with retirement plans.
Okay.
So employer-sponsored retirement plans. So 401k, 403b, non-qualified, 457, all those fun IRS and federal DOL guideline type arrangements. So
Okay,
helping, we were an independent consulting firm and an advisory office. And we'd help ABC company establish those plans, monitor them, keep all their leadership out of orange jumpsuits every single year, check all their boxes, and keep them happy.
Okay, I mean I'm obviously curious about the transition from that to real estate, but how did you get into that in the first place?
I fell into that out of college.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was 2008. So I was grateful for a job, grateful for an opportunity, grateful to have something that I could step into. Stepped into the back end and then realized really quickly I need to be out with the people and with what the opportunities and the relationships. So gradually made my way that direction over the
Okay.
course of 12 and change years, 15 years.
Where'd you grow up?
Out near Wilmer, Minnesota,
Okay.
about 20 minutes west of there. Little
Yeah.
tiny town called Raymond.
Oh, love it. All right, so 12 years or so in that field.
Yeah.
Then how do you make the jump to real estate?
Yeah, I kicked around real estate for probably 3 to 5 years prior to actually making the leap.
Really?
Played around with it. Really what it came down to is I saw a vision in the corporate world, and I was more excited to own and be in control of what I was after and what I wanted long term, both for myself, for my family, and for the growth that we were trying to kind of accomplish. Leaning on what I grew up with, which is growing up on the farm, working on houses. My folks built a house when I was in 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
We finished off the basement together, my brother and my dad. And so I had a pretty strong construction understanding and background knowledge of how houses work, how they function. I almost went to be an architect in college, so I love the design side as well.
Wow.
And kind of continued to do that as a hobby, so to speak, and enjoy that. So what I found is I really enjoyed people. I enjoyed solving problems for them, which I learned in the consulting space. And then I really enjoyed houses. So you kind of put the 3 of those together and it becomes the real estate side of the world. So that's how I landed here.
That's how you landed. All
Well, in your
right.
first career too was a little bit of sales, but it was also mostly education, right?
Correct.
Educating your clients on their best options and their futures, right?
Correct. Yep.
That travels well over into real estate.
Absolutely. Yeah, both for clients and where I'm at now, helping from a coaching standpoint, right? Spreading that knowledge and educating much farther than just my client base.
So you're starting out as a real estate agent. Where is your business coming from?
Great question. So I jumped into the multifamily duplex space not long before interest rates changed, and that pipeline shifted drastically because all of those investors are looking at it as a math equation, right? Mm-hmm. And when their margins were already thin and interest rates popped, they all said, the smart ones all said, we're going to take a beat and let's see what happens. We don't need to make a jump right now. We have 40 doors, we have 120 doors, we have 20 doors. Let's just sit and see what happens here.
Yeah.
From there, I knew that I needed to pivot much more drastically into single family space.
Yeah.
As a result of that, I started chatting around the industry, finding teams that I could really leverage the back end support of to be able to run as fast as I could with my sphere.
Yeah.
And that's how I found myself along the steps to here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. And so you joined Pemberton Real Estate back in January with a bunch of your friends from Hopkins.
Yes.
How did you end up with AJ Pedersen and the advisory group?
Yeah. AJ and I have a really good mutual friend.
Really?
And neither one of us had heard about each other yet until I had coffee with that mutual friend. In that time of analyzing, seeing what I had for options, how do I leverage my sphere? How do I grow this business outside of the multifamily duplex space? And sitting down with that coffee said, you need to meet AJ.
Oh.
Had one coffee with AJ and chatted with my current and or previous mentor at the time. And he said, that sounds like perfect fit for you. I'd love to do business with you down the road, but that sounds like a great fit right now.
Yeah.
And made the change a week later. So, yeah.
We all know in this room that AJ and AJ's team was just a fantastic setup. Tell us what things about that format, that context worked well for you as an agent.
That's a great question. Culture is the very first thing that comes to mind.
Yep.
And you guys know that again too, right? In this room, it's a big reason why we all work together well with the big change in January as well. Culture and the riffing off of what Parker mentioned earlier, the education.
Yeah.
In the office, not only did I have an opportunity to learn from all of them, I had an opportunity to pretty quickly step into a teaching spot as well, and helping new agents coming onto our team go out and train on how to show a house, how to understand a house, how they function, how they work, how much things cost, how long should they last, and then help them leverage that to add significant value when they're going out and meeting new clients, whether it be a lead, someone in their sphere, etc. Instead of just opening a door and saying, what do you think? There's not a whole lot of value there, right?
Right.
And on the heels of that, not long later, a couple of years later, the NAR settlement, we really all had to pivot and figure out exactly what our value was so that we could leverage our business going forward and kind of deal with the tides and the changings and the new waves coming off the ocean and figure out how to calm those waters. And the best way to do that is to figure out what's my value and how do I bring that to my clients every single day.
Yeah. You are one of those rare souls, both with advisory and now here with Pemberton as a larger group, who enjoys and is very, very patient and good at working with brand new agents, right? And you in our space, it's you and Allison Deal are our two pillars of the newer agents, and we appreciate that so much. What do you like the most about working with brand new agents?
Yeah, it's kind of like working. I'll parallel it a little bit with working with brand new buyers when they're fresh. You have an opportunity to walk through a house and teach them and educate. And when you see the light bulbs go on for those new clients that are first-time buyers or for new agents, to the second, third, maybe the fourth or fifth time you're going through a different house, they're the ones calling out the things that you're teaching them before you notice it.
Yeah.
That's incredibly rewarding. So educating and then seeing those results and seeing the light bulbs come on, not only on knowledge of homes and knowledge of how to negotiate the contracts, but just how to run a business and how to grow what they're trying to do and help them paint the picture of their vision for their business.
Now, you're a dad too.
Very much so.
Yes. I'm sorry, but so much of what you say sounds, I just have this feeling that this is how you are with your children as well. Right? Like, is that one of the things that you love about kids as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many kids do you have?
We have 5 kiddos.
5 children.
Yeah.
And what's the age range?
Well, our girls are 15 and 13, and our boys are 10, 7, and 2.
And 2.
Yeah.
You are still in the thick of it for
Very
a
much
lot
so.
of years left.
Yep. We were out of diapers for a little while, and now we're back in them, and hopefully we'll get on them again soon.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
we have
funny.
one with a permit and one in diapers. So we're figuring out how to do all the things.
Yeah, honestly, you encompass both Parker's children's ranges and most of mine as well. So there's that. That's great. Okay, so new agents. What's your best piece of advice for brand new agents? What's going to set them up for success?
It's a great question. And honestly, it's probably the same answer regardless of how far into your business you are. It's consistency. So the more consistent we can be with our follow-up, with our checkpoints, with our reach outs, I would argue it's more important in the early stages because it's brand new and it's a harder pill to swallow every day. And we build that muscle as we grow in the business. Yeah. So early on, it's tough to figure out, well, okay, consistency, great, but what am I consistent in? Yeah. And the biggest thing early on is meet with as many people as you physically possibly can.
Right.
And I've coached a lot of agents out of, I'm driving too much, I'm running around too much. Like, that's how we do this business, especially in the early days. We have to get our hours in, we have to get our miles in, and we have to get our time spent with our people. So however they connect best with their population. Sometimes it's social. Sometimes it's texts and emails and more of a digital world, especially for the younger generations.
Yeah.
However, I'm seeing a lot of that pivoting back to in-person.
For sure.
And so I think we all are, regardless of age and generation. And so getting in front of folks, if you think you need to meet with 5 people a week, make it 10.
Yeah.
If you think you need to meet with 10 people a week, make it 15, 20, right? And have those coffees, have those connections, go for a walk, take the dog out, start talking to people and engaging the world around you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the opportunities that are present and provided for.
Absolutely. Parker, what do you think is the biggest, I mean, I think we all know this, right? Like the more meetings you have, the more success you're going to have. What holds agents back from that? Like, why do you think that doesn't happen?
It's human nature.
Yeah.
Human nature. It's the path of least resistance. I mean, in almost all aspects of life, most people will choose the easiest path, and so I think the biggest difference, just looking at this industry from 2011 forward, is the expectation when they get into it, the expectation that it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be filled with social media, and people are going to come to you, right? They're just going to flock to you. And I think just like being real about that up front, which is how I try to tell people, consult them, of like the real actual things that you need to do, I think is the best way to prepare them personally.
Yeah.
But the human being still has to do the things, right? They still have to meet the people.
Yep.
Well, and I wonder too, I guess I think too, one of the reasons that new agents resist a little bit is a little bit of imposter syndrome, right? And feeling like, sure, I can meet with them, but what am I going to say, right? And how do you get them past that?
It's a great question. Imposter syndrome is everywhere.
Right?
It's a buzzword for sure these days, but it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I was even coming into this, sitting with you guys, sitting down here, jumping on the podcast. I'm like, great. What do I have to offer? Right?
Yes.
There's that little tiny voice that all of a sudden pops up. And I think the quicker I can help them understand, yes, it takes hard work, but be grateful for the hard work.
Yeah.
Be grateful for the opportunity to work hard and to learn. If we're always in a constant state of learning, then who am I, right? I'm not on a pedestal. None of us are. No. We all have an opportunity to grow and learn together, whether it's in life or it's in business. And so growing and understanding in humility that we have an opportunity to care for and work hard for the people in our presence, and whether that be clients or just the neighbor down the street that needs some help. All of that. It's work hard and then take care of the people around you in a posture of humility. And how can I help?
Yeah.
Funny you should say that, because Liz and I were literally talking about this yesterday. I'm in our office and we're just talking about, I'm like, Liz, even I have done 15 years of making videos, of talking to people, of like understanding, of guiding them through a process. And I sometimes sit there and I'm like, why are you asking me? Like, I don't even think I'm good at this. So, no, and obviously I know that I am. You work through it in a way, the more experience you have, you know how to just talk to yourself. No, you've done this so many times, but you can't escape it.
No, that's absolutely true. Parker, what Nick is talking about is just the feeling of, even though you've done something for a long time but still not feeling entirely confident, or like you do truly have the expertise that got you. And I mean, this is a worthwhile tangent for just a second. Parker and I talk about this all the time. I mean,
we feel the same thing.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah, both personally and as a company. We're like, oh man, I mean, we've had this amazing growth, but you question every day, are we doing enough? Are we doing the right things? Are we making the right choices?
Yeah, the thing that helps me with that is, and you just had an episode of that yesterday, by the way. The text you sent me in the morning.
Oh my God, I 100% do. I texted Parker and I said, I hate it when it's Tuesday company meeting and you're not here and I'm by myself up here. He was very helpful.
Yeah, leading a meeting for 300 plus people. I mean, and I think it's a good thing actually to have a little bit of that feeling, because it means that you're not egotistical or worse, narcissistic, think you know everything. So a little bit of it is okay, but what focuses me back on progress and action is focusing on one or two things that I need to get done today in order to have success for the day.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people just get overwhelmed by all the things. And like, for instance, for public speaking, for example, if I go up there with the mindset of like, I'm worried about how I sound, I worry about how I look, I worry about where I walk. I'm not focused on something that's important, like I'm up here to provide value and help people today. If I just come from a perspective of helping people today and giving them something of value, regardless of if they like it or not, at least I'm coming from the right perspective. Right? So if we bring this back to the conversation we're having, which is agents meeting with people, it's how can you provide value to people today? How can you be of utility to the other people you encounter?
Right.
And I love how AJ talks about this too. And his actually comes from more of like a faith-based perspective.
Yeah.
Mine just comes from just be a contributor to all things. Like just try to be useful to all encounters you have today. And I think, Traivis, like at the end of the day, if you're useful to people, they find value in that and they find you to be helpful, right? Mm-hmm. I know we did kind of a big roundabout there, but
that's a great way to circle back though.
Yeah.
To how are we useful? How do we care for the people around us? And if we're too focused on ourselves, or we think we've arrived, right? Which I use that word a lot when I'm thinking about the ego of self. If we think we've arrived, boy, something's off up here, which means it's going to mess up everything else. Because then we're focused on ourselves, and we're not seeing the needs that are in front of us. Mm-hmm. We're blind to the actual needs that we can do, that we can be and be useful to your point.
Travis's advice there to like new agents is actually just advice to everybody. If you think about it,
Yes,
it's the same thing. But when you're new to the industry, you need a little bit more direction, and you need to know exactly what to do or what to focus on. Mm-hmm. And at our brokerage, that's what we aim to do, no matter where you're at. You know, we have $25, $30 million producers at this company, and we also have brand new people at this company. But if everybody knows one or two things that if they execute on that today and they're focused on that, we know that the ball is going to be moved down the field in all aspects. Mm-hmm. But if we wake up and we don't have that plan in place, then what are you really working towards? You're kind of just moving it to the side backwards all around the field, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what so you're a brand new agent, you're following this advice. What differentiates the group of people who then kind of take off from there and have a really successful real estate career, and the folks who, kind of sell a couple homes and then say, you know what, I just got to go back and take a full-time gig somewhere? What's the differentiator?
That's a interesting question. I think it varies in some ways. I would say one key that I encourage and emphasize with new agents is show up in the office. Show up, treat it like a full-time job, if you will, depending on what their job was. But if you're in the office, I not only tell them to show up to the office, but I intentionally tell them eavesdrop as much as you can. Be bashful to ask questions, and don't be bashful to say, hey, can I tag along to that? Or what did you mean by that? Because I've never even heard that language out of the classes that I just came out of, right? There's so many nuances in our world that the education side and the CE side help, but it's only a foundation. We need to build upon that, and there's so many different avenues. So show up, and then, which is also a riff off the consistency we talked about earlier. Yeah. So showing up is a consistency, and then those meetings with people. I think there's depending on the personality, I then will encourage or push people in different ways, right? So if they're achievers, and I can tell that early on, they're performance based, or they're achievers. If we go Enneagram, they're in that like 3-6-9 kind of triad thing. For any of you, any Enneagram nerds out there, I know Nick's one of them probably.
I'm a 7.
There you go. That explains a lot. Anyway, if they're more really performance based, then it's cheering them on, right? Because they already have the self motivation to pursue and to hunt and to go out and to actively care for people. So it's cheering them on and being a cheerleader, and then feeding them along the way. If that's not their kind of default wiring, then it's maybe a little more push and a little more encouragement towards those things to get out there. So yeah.
Traivis, can I just jump on that point you made? It's that you said tag along. Ask if you can tag along. I think that's a little underrated, because